We went back this morning, and, we like to make predictions. It's harder, obviously, to make predictions before a season starts than, once a season is, you see the injuries pile up. You're making a lot of guesses. I thought Minnesota would be good this year. Not happening. I thought Baltimore, by the way, everybody bangs on me about Baltimore. You predicted 16-0. Well, I told Joy when I did that. I could have predicted 14-2, but I thought it was more fun to go 16-0 because you guys would all freak out. But I thought they would win the division. I thought they'd be the first or second best team in the league. 16-0, 15-1, what's it matter? Just got you guys all worked up. But I did think they'd be way better than they are. But I still think Baltimore, by the way, is going to end up 11-5, and they're really good. But I made a prediction. We looked it up this morning, June 12th, for Tom Brady. And I said at the time, Joy was here, I said it's going to be very Matt Ryan-esque. So I went and looked at Matt Ryan's numbers, and I predicted Tom would go 10-6, have a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. You can look at the numbers there, our television audience. For the radio audience, I predicted 28 touchdowns, 13 picks, a 64% completion percentage, and 95.5 passer rating. That is really Matt Ryan. So what is the reality? The reality is his touchdown to interception ratio, 32-11, is 3-1. I'm pretty darn close on both the passer rating and completion percentage. He's slightly better, 2% better, 1% better than I predicted for both. The reality is he's going to go 10-6 or 11-5. So I was very, very accurate, except his touchdown to interception ratio has been much better than I thought. And I'm watching them yesterday, and here my two takeaways on Brady is he's not the problem. If they've got a problem, it's their secondary. It's kind of a mess. It's young, talented, and gets burnt a lot. Atlanta just torched it early. So their issue is not Brady. He is having a better than Matt Ryan year. And the other thing is, how many quarterbacks in the NFL trail 17-0 at half, and you still feel like I did yesterday as Tampa's fine? Mahomes, obviously. Aaron Rodgers, not as much. Russell Wilson, kind of. Like, it was 17-0, and I never felt they were out. I kind of felt like they're going to figure this thing out. The second thing is, Tampa's going to has a potential to be a nightmare in the first round for somebody. Green Bay. They blew them out, and they match up really well with them. Seattle, their offense has gone in hiding for 5 weeks. Saints, Breeze looks really old. Rams, get pressure on Jared Goff. We saw it yesterday. They're not the same team. So Brady's not the issue to me. The issue is sometimes the coaching staff running the football more. That's the issue. The issue is the back end is really young, and against an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf or even a Jared Goff, you could see that secondary being a huge, huge problem. But I think Brady, if you're fair about it and honest about it, and I said this last week, Aaron Rodgers is having an amazing year. But Aaron Rodgers' numbers last year with a new coach, just a new coach, not a new city, not a new house, not a new roster, not new wide receiver, just a new coach. Aaron Rodgers' numbers last year weren't as good as Brady's this year. And Brady was asked to move his family, new weather, new state, new conference. He didn't know these defensive coordinators. I mean, Aaron knew exactly who he was facing. New division, new conference, new receivers, new playbook, new coach, new coordinators. And his numbers are better than Aaron Rodgers, at least in completion, passer rating, and touchdown passes. Here was Arians after the game praising Tom Brady.
He's just a winner. He knows how to do it. And I don't know about my history, but if you're talking about last year, but Tom he's always been a fourth quarter player. And, we won a lot of games in Arizona in the fourth quarter. So it's kind of what we...
359 passing yards and 4 total touchdowns. And with this win, the Bills officially ended the Patriots' 11-year run in the AFC East and clinched the division for the first time since 1995.
They have done... You got to give Sean McDermott and Brian Daboll credit. 2 years ago, Josh Allen was completing 53% of his throws. Out of Wyoming, Joy, we saw him play. Accuracy was a huge problem. He's now in the 69%. Some of this is, and Josh is terrific. Some of this is coaching. Like, this is really good coaching.
I don't know how you can argue that. I did not like Josh Allen for the first 2 years. Like, I was like, I mean, I think he's has potential, but like, he's erratic. Not capable. And wasn't capable of winning a playoff game. He's playing incredible. And no, I think that there's something to it. Obviously, it's coaching, and they stuck with him and developed him. And clearly, he has a talent and the disposition to be coached and developed, and everyone doesn't. But I do think this does speak to, we're very quick to move off of young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And sometimes, and the Bills are a stable organization as well.
Oh, they're very well run.
It's not an organization I would describe as being dysfunctional. So they've got an incredible fan base. If you have some stability and in some ways a patient fan base, because it's Buffalo. Like, we're not making high demands of Buffalo as a country, right, of fans. Buffalo Bills fans have expectations, obviously. But they're not an impatient franchise in general. Some fan bases just like they want results immediately, and sometimes it takes time to develop players. And we're showing some video of the Bills coming back.
Very happy for a city that truly
fans greeting them.
That fan base truly loves their football team.
I love seeing this. This makes me happy. Finally, Jalen Hurts was impressive again in his second start for the Eagles Sunday. He threw for 338 yards. Had 4 total touchdowns against the Cardinals, and after an early 16-point deficit, he had a chance at the end of the game. The drive stalled at the Arizona 31-yard line, and
had a
the
good
Eagles
Hail
ended up
Mary.
losing.
I'll tell you.
Actually, all 3 of the plays at the end of the game were right where they needed to be.
I got to tell you, this game was so entertaining. Kyler Murray made just enough mistakes to make it interesting. Jalen Hurts made just enough plays. I know that Kansas City and the Saints were on. But between the Rams getting upset and this game was, I just love these young quarterbacks. And again, they make more mistakes than I'm comfortable with, but the game is never out of reach. This was a really crazy fun. Well, we've said this for 2 years. Arizona may not be the best team in the league. They may be the best watch in the league.
Yeah, they're totally entertaining. And look, Arizona should have won this game. They're the better, more complete team.
They were.
So it ended how it was supposed to, but it was so fun to watch the entire time. And again, I'm just watching the Eagles with this lingering thought of what are they going to do? Like, not only is Jalen playing well, he's exciting. So it's not like they're like, this was an ugly, hideous loss. Like, they're right there. If they had one, it wouldn't have been surprising.
You were feeling disappointed with Eagle wins, and you feel optimistic with their losses.
Yes.
There's a sensibility with them watching Jalen. It's like, oh, this is exciting. We're in the game. We're not wasting opportunities.
It's getting really interesting in
It
Philadelphia.
really is. Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
Well, to me, he's one of the top 2 or 3 coaches of my lifetime, the Bill Walshes, the Belichick's, the Jimmy Johnsons, and he joins me a couple times a year, and I always feel very fortunate. Fox Sports NFL analyst, a Hall of Famer, long overdue when he got it, and he's joining me from the Keys, where he always looks rested and comfortable, brought to you by Mercedes.